Hey guys, Bubble Tea here, and I'm back for another video. And this time I'm going to do an anime review video. Yeah, I bet some of y'all are thinking I was going to do another K-pop opinions video, but no, I am not. So for this review, I'm just basically going to give my honest opinion, what I hated, what I loved about the anime, and whatever else I decide I want to speak on. So anime that I watched this week, it literally took me a week, and you'll understand why it took me a week to finish this anime. And that anime was Banana Fish. So I am pretty sure that this anime debuted in 2018, like in early 2018. I just did not get into it. Like I didn't really fall around the hype. I was the same way with Attack on Titans, Tokyo Ghoul, what other anime? Even the classic ones like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, it took me a while to get to those type of animes because I wasn't really willing to like go into the hype and be very disappointed. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my time. I'll get to it when I get to it, and we'll go from there. But I decided to go and watch Banana Fish, and I love it with my whole heart. I love it so effing much. Like literally the first episode, I was hooked. Like when they had that fight scene, I was like, oh my god. And then the opening for it, oh my god. I swear, I always have this epiphany. I feel like if I like the anime opening, then I automatically like the anime itself. It has always been that way. If I like the anime opening, I always end up liking the anime as a whole. And I was correct with this anime. The minute I heard that opening, I was like, oh yes, I this anime heavy. And throughout all the 24 episodes, I just grew more and more in love with it. Everything was so beautiful. Of course, of course, not everything about the anime was beautiful because, the rape, sexual harassment, all that human trafficking, that's not beautiful. That shit is ugly as fuck. But everything else, like the relationships between the gangs, and then Ash and Ichi, it's just a beautiful, it was just a beautiful friendship. And I know a lot of people are like, this is not yaoi, this is like Yuri on Ice. Okay, yeah, fair. But if you were to read the manga, I didn't read the manga. I did go on Wiki just to get like more information about the characters. It seemed like these two had feelings for each other, but it was never mentioned. It was never spoken about, but you could just tell that it was there. It was there, like the elephant in the room, but no one wanted to speak on it, which I'm fine with. I'm okay with. But I was like, low-key, I'm like, this is your husband. Stop lying. But I digress. So there's like really nothing. Okay, you know what? Yes, there is one thing I hate about this anime, and it was that guy with the nice ass hair, Yut Lung. I cannot pronounce his Chinese name. I am very sorry. Hold on. Okay, Yut Lung. Okay, so for those who have not watched Banana Fish, Yut Lung he is the youngest son of the Lee family, which is like the largest crime family in China. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. He was convenient when I wanted him to be convenient, but then after that, I just could not stand him. Now, don't get me wrong, his backstory was completely dreadful. Like, I understand why he went the route he did, just full on hatred, just wanting revenge, because his brothers were horrible. Like, what they did to his mother and what they did to him. Oh, yes, he deserved to, like, get his revenge. But after that, I kind of got annoyed with how so obsessed he was with Ash and Ichi's relationship. I get it in context. I love Ichi, don't get me wrong. But if we're going to sit up in here and say that he was not a big ass inconvenience for Ash during some scenes, like for example, when Ash was fighting Arthur and then Ichi's dumb ass decided to shout his name in the middle of the fight and then Ash ends up getting stabbed, it's like, oh my god. I literally almost passed the fuck out because I was holding my breath so much and I was like, oh, he did not just say his name in the middle of a fight. And sorry if I'm cursing so much, but it's like I'm trying to get all my feelings out in one take, so just bear with me here. But I was like so mad. And it just has been some other scenes that too where it's just like Ichi was just an inconvenience. Don't get me wrong, I love him. He has such a beautiful personality. But I was like, oh my god. If you just don't shut up or just do what Ash is telling you to do, you will live longer. You will live with less wounds on you. But no, you decide to be hard-headed, you decide to be Captain America and Captain Save-A-Ho when you can't even save your damn self and fight. I get it. You're doing this because you love your friend, you want to protect him, but it's like you cannot protect him in this big boy world, okay? He basically had to grow up in this, okay? He had no other choice. He had to adapt to this real quick. So it's like obviously when they say they came from two different worlds, obviously Ichi came from a more privileged background while Ash on the other hand had so much trauma happen to him at the age of 8. So it's like, of course. So like I said, I love their friendship, but there were just sometimes I was like, Ichi, just stop. Like, just stop. Please, just stop. Okay? But with that being said, Yut Lung, I understand why he has such a strong hatred for Ichi because of the burdens that he had on Ash. But it's like, mind your business. Like, don't worry about it. And I get that Yut Lung has some sort of admiration towards Ash, and he kind of got frustrated with Ash when he figured out that Ichi was his weak point. But it's like, mind your business, okay? Like, don't worry about what they're doing, okay? If they're in love, let them be in love. That's what they gotta do with you. But anyway, like I said, a lot of people seem to like him, which I was like, huh, how? I get it. I empathize for him, but other than that, I just could not stand him for nothing. Okay? Oh, my goodness. So next, so what else? Oh, RMP to my homeboy Shorter and Skipper. Oh my goodness. I remember the first episode, like I immediately loved Skipper. And I was like, if he dies, I'm gonna call up the production who did Banana Fish and basically sue them. And then 2 episodes later he dies. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? What the I was so upset. I was like, I liked him, and then they killed him. And I noticed that too with this anime. It's like whenever you get attached to a character, do not expect much. Don't get your hopes up because they might die in the next episode. And that's exactly what I got. Because after Skipper died, few episodes later, Shooter dies. I'm like, oh my god, like what is this? Oh, and I'm so sorry. I should have said this earlier, but humongous spoilers coming your way. Sorry, but oh my god, I was getting so mad at the scientists, the doctors, everybody, okay, who was like basically with Shorter. And I was like, oh my god, this is so unfair. And then when Ash had to shoot his best friend to save Ecchi, I fell the fuck out. I was crying. I'm like, this is the like it was so heartbreaking to see Ash have to go through that. Like not only did he lose Skipper and his brother on top of that, but it's like, oh my god, like how many more people does he have to kill in order to feel at peace again? And it was just so sad, okay? So Papa, okay? Oh my god, literally when I first saw him, I was like, he has to go. He has to fucking go. If he does not go within these next episodes, I'm going to lose my shit. And then at the end, I was so pissed off when Ash didn't even get to shoot or kill Dino. Whoever that dude's name was, I forgot his name. Yeah, at Water L Fox when he ended up shooting Dino, I was so pissed. I'm like, we've been waiting 24 episodes for Ash to get his revenge, his one-on-one personal ass kicking revenge on Dino, and you done took it. I was so pissed off. And I thought when Papa came back in the last few minutes of the fight scene to kind of say it wasn't really to save Ash, I guess if you want to say he saved Ash kinda, but sure, whatever. In that last final scene, I was like, ah, yes, finally, Ash gets to kick ass. But then the jumps in the fire. I'm like, are you kidding me? So really, I was not satisfied with that. I mean, I was happy when Ash killed Arthur, but I felt like I would have been more satisfied if he killed Papa. But I mean, whatever. As long as he's dead, I don't care. That whole human trafficking club thing, got shut down. Good. And the government, okay? How dare? And then obviously what's the whole point of the banana fish? I understand that they meant to use it to control the military, but it's if you're giving them a task to shoot the enemy, why would you need a supplement to do that? That whole banana fish thing was such an inconvenience to every fucking body. I was like, what's the point of this? Really, what's the point of having this to control people? What's the point? Really, to control soldiers? Okay, you tell them, hey, shoot this person. I'm pretty sure they're gonna oblige because they see them as an enemy with or without any drugs. So it's why go to this length to do it? But what the fuck ever. Okay, oh my god, so it's just so much. Every episode was just I was on the edge of my seat. And I remember they had this one episode, and I forgot which episode. I want to say it was 14 or 15, where it was just a filler. It was just a calmness. It was a calm anime. I mean, a calm episode. But I was too busy stressing in the last previous episodes that I didn't really take in the time to actually enjoy this episode because I was so stressed. I'm okay, this is cool and all, but what the fuck is gonna happen? I feel like something's gonna happen. But then throughout that whole entire episode, it was just them laughing, them smiling, Ichi making fun of Arthur because he has a fear of pumpkins and whatnot. It was just a wholesome ass episode, and I took that for granted because I was so stressed out. But I don't know, I just appreciated that episode. But literally, that was the only episode where everything was all kumbaya, and then the next episode, bitches are shooting, people getting shot at, pow, pow, pow. And I was like, oh, great. stress, like always. Okay, it was just a mess. But I just so what else can I talk about? Okay, I'm like obviously talking about the characters in the anime itself. So next of the characters in Banana Fish, Skip. I love Skip. Okay, that short little midget. Shipping Kane. There are some true ride or dies. Okay, at first they had some beef, but then Ash, he did what he had to do to be the mafia boss, and he got them together, and he got all the groups together. And I just loved it. Whenever Ash was in trouble, I always like this sense. I'm like, okay, you know what? Skip's gonna take over. Arthur's gonna take over. It was Ash's wingman. I totally forgot what his name was, but that was Ash's like right hand man. If things were to hit the fan, then that dude will take over. Alex. It was Alex. Okay, so yeah, it was Alex. I just loved how whenever Ichi was in trouble, they were on site. Okay, they knew exactly where he was at. They knew how to do it. Now keep in mind they weren't as really like strategic with it. They kind of just they did a little talking here and there, like, okay, you go from A, B, C to D. But other than that, they just kind of went out shooting. I'm like, okay, you know what? I appreciate this, but you guys are gonna get shot at. You know that, right? But anyway, I just loved how it was like they were there. When Ash was in trouble, they were just the front men there to help. And I appreciated that so much because I was like, because whenever Ash got into trouble, especially when Ash got sent to the institute and he was put into that room, and I was like, oh shit, they're really out. But then nope, Skip comes, Ichi comes, Kane comes, and they're all like playing. And then Griffin comes, like everyone's coming together to save Ash. I was like, yes, fuck, love this. And then it leads me to Griffin. I love Griffin. Griffin is I can honestly see Griffin as a parental figure for Ash because he was always there with Ash. He always was there to like give him the pep talk to him through logically about it. Because there were times where Ash was like so emotional that he reacted on those emotions and he didn't really think clearly, especially when it involved Ichi. But I just appreciate how Griffin was always there to like talk to him about it and to get him through it. I mean, of course, did Ash listen most of the time? Hell no. But he did take it into consideration, and that did kind of change his mindset a little bit during some situations. But I still appreciate how Griffin was always there for him. And then Griffin and Jessica. So their relationship's so cute. And then Jessica, I feel so bad for her. Like that whole situation was just so frustrating. Okay, when them guys came busting in the door, and and then this poor son had to witness his mother get raped. I was like, that's too much. Like, ugh, that was so dark. But I just love Jessica. She's a badass, okay? Like, when she came stomping in that room to get her husband or to get her man, save her man, and then when she threw that grenade at those group of men to basically get to Griffin, I was like, yes, you do that, mama. So, that was badass. What else? Who else was there? Blanca. Oh, Blanca, Blanca, Blanca. Yeah, I liked him towards the end of the episode. Now, of course, when he worked with Yutlung, I was so pissed. I was like, no, I don't like you. But he grew on me once it was like towards the end of towards like episode 23, 24, 25. I started liking him more because he saw how Ash was changing emotionally, and he just was surprised that Ash didn't grow up to be like like Yutlung, just full of hatred, wanting to rule the world, just to dominate everybody. He actually had a heart, and he actually loved, and he was actually being loved back. So that's what made, and I appreciated him when he, decided to cut his contract with Yutlung and then to help Ash. I loved that for him. So that was awesome. Who else is there an honorable mention in this story? I don't know what else to talk about, but I mean, like, I just loved everything about this anime. Now, it is very dark. Now, just because there are a lot of kikiing and stuff in the anime, there is still some dark aspects of it. And like I mentioned earlier, there was stuff about rape, sexual harassment, murder, of course. Like, that's like the top one too. But there's like a lot of dark stuff that you really have to put in consideration. And it was like really, it kind of got like intense at sometimes, especially when towards the end of the episodes. And then even when we hear the backstories of Ash and of Yutlung, it does get really dark and sinister. So it does kind of have you think about things, and it really does have you think in a different perspective. Like, this does happen in America. This does happen in other countries too. It just doesn't be talked about because of the government. And I don't want to bash the government. I don't want to, like, allegedly, I don't want to get sued or whatever. But it's like, there is a lot of shady shit that's go on behind our backs that we don't know about. But I just appreciate how this anime kind of brings that up to light. And then also about this anime, another thing I liked about this anime is just how everything is just so, it's definitely diverse, because like we have a Japanese boy who comes from a privileged background, who was basically on his way to go to college, but he just kind of lost himself. So he comes to America to like find himself, and then he meets Ash, this boy who's been broken by the system, and he had no other choice but to resort to these monstrous people to like provide for him. But just seeing those two worlds collide and seeing just because they're so different and they come from different backgrounds, they did not let that define their relationship. And with that being in stake, their relationship grew. And like I appreciate how Ash was so understanding with Ichi when he didn't understand certain aspects, and I appreciate how Ichi was so understanding of Ash when he didn't understand certain aspects of things like that. Like, okay, like why are you doing this? Why are you killing people? Why are you doing this and that? And then with with Ash or Ichi, like, okay, why are you not listening to me? Why you keep fighting? Why are you not, staying put? It's like they both have a mutual understanding as to why they are how they are, but they don't let that, detect their relationship to one another and how they feel for one another. And then Ichi stated towards the end too that like he was never afraid of Ichi. I mean, he was never afraid of Ash. So I love that for them. The relationship was so cute. Oh, and I kind of did not want to talk about the ending. That really had me crying. Okay, and of course they had to do the sappy ass letter. And of course they had to do the sappy ass song. And of course I started fucking crying. I was like, this is some yo. He did not ask for this. Okay, he did not ask for any of this. Not one bit. Oh, I just hate that fucking dude. What was his name? Lauto or something like that? Latau or whatever his name was. Yeah. Oh, I was so pissed when he killed him. I was like, what the fuck, man? I still don't understand why he even did that. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. Like, what Sing? I liked him throughout the whole. I feel like I already mentioned Sing, but I probably said Sing instead of Skip. Sorry about that. Or I said Skip instead of Sing. Oh well, I think you know who I'm talking about. I just got the names wrong. But anyway, I appreciated Sing, okay? Because, like, he just had, of course, when Shooter died, he became the main, he became the boss of everything. But I just liked how I just liked his personality. He was a good leader. And his fucking other, or was it even his fucking, who was it? Lao Yun Tae? I just did not like him. Like, I just understand. Like, I get it because it was kind of frustrating because it's like they didn't know. Like, Sting was the only person who knew what actually happened to Shorter, but no one else did. And it was kind of frustrating because it's like, okay, well, maybe if you told them, they probably would have understood. But it's like he never did because Ash told him not to, and he wanted to respect the peace, so he didn't. Which then resulted in then Lau getting mad and leaving the group, and then later on, towards the end of the episode, he kills Ash. I was just so pissed off, like regardless. I was like, what the fuck, you who? Like, why would you like I was so beyond he did that. But thinking about it now, I do feel like this was the ending to be. Because even if Ash did go to Japan, I still feel like he wouldn't have been saved. I mean, I get it. Everything's been burned down. Papa died. Arthur died. The fucking crazy dude died. I totally forgot his name, sorry. But it's like I still don't feel like he'll been at peace because even Ecchi said that he wakes up at night and like he wakes up at night, cries and stuff like that. It's like he can't really escape that. And at such a young age, it's like God can tell what he's gonna be like when he gets hella older. I feel like it's gonna be more worse for him. So I feel like with his death, it was like a peace. It kind of made it seem like it was more a peace, like he died a peaceful, not really a peaceful. I mean, yeah, a peaceful death because he went back to the library, sat down, finished the letter, and then it was that. So I feel like that was the best way to like really just let go of everything, let go of all the blood, sweat, tears, anger, hurt, all of that go and just pass on. So I mean, of course, when I first saw him like the ending of it, I was so pissed. I was like, no, how could he? He's supposed to be with Ichi. He's supposed to live happily ever after. But then I was like, after I dwelled on it a little bit longer, I'm like, you know what? This was the way to go. This would have been, a more realistic type of ending. So I can't be mad at it. I can't be mad at it. So I don't know. I just loved everything about this anime from episode 1 all the way to the end. And also, can we talk about how they brought back the first original opening? Well, I mean both the openings are originals, but like the first opening of Banana Fish toward the fight scene with Ash and Eduardo. Yeah, and then the whole fight with just Eduardo's people and then like Ash's gang with Song's gang and then Kane's gang and then Blanca there to be the sniper dude. I just felt like it was just like so fitting. It was like so intense, and then like really just brought it all back together, like where we all started. Like we started with that opening, we ended it with it. After that, I just thought that was like so badass. So I mean, overall, I love this anime with my whole heart, and it's been a minute since I could confidently say I loved an anime. Like, don't get me wrong, I love every single anime, but it's just one of those animes where I can honestly willing to go back and watch it 500 times and still be shocked every single time. And I love that. I love when animes are able to do that to me. They're able to like have me wanting more, and then in the end end up just watching it 500 times and still be shocked by it, still be mesmerized by it. It's just beautiful. And then, I don't know. So I do have every intention of buying the manga. Will I cry again? Possibly. But at least I know I have a heart, like a physical copy of it. So it's just more easy. It's just more fun for me to, like, relive it, but this time get more detail about it, reminisce about it. So I'm excited for that. But sorry this review was like all over the place, but I feel like the whole purpose of a review is to just like, express your opinions and thoughts. So like I said, the only thing I hated about it was just was of course like the whole like, and then the child pornography that was gross. I'm like, what the man? It was like it just got so dark to me. There's sometimes I'm like, blah. But like the things I hated the most was Yetlung. I mean, he's a very strong word. I did not despise him, but I disliked him strongly most of the time. But what I did hate the most about the anime is how dark it was. But I mean, it's understandable considering what's it about. But it just, ugh. It's sad to hear that stuff, It's just sad to, like, hear like, that kids have actually had to go through that at such a young age. And then they're scarred from it. It's horrible. But I loved everything else about it. I love the fight scenes. I love the relationships between not only the two protagonists, but everyone else involved. You can just tell, like, at the end of the day, they all had one motive, and that was just to destroy this banana fish. But I just appreciate how all their ambition, determination, anger, rage, hurt, or whatever you want to call it, all came together to, like, they all come together. These groups who despise each other or want nothing to do with each other all came together to destroy this one man and to destroy this one product. And then in the end, everyone's living in solitude. Not really. We kind of ended off with Yetlung and Singh talking about how Yetlung has to, make amends for the Chinese mafia because he is the reason why things went south. And then with Ash dying, and then I don't know how the gang reacted to that. I don't know how Ichi reacted to that. I know there's a spin-off to it or an OVA. I don't think the OVA has been released yet, but I know the manga has released released volumes about it, and I do plan on getting those as well. But yeah. So I don't know how the aftermath of it all, but from what I'm seeing right now, it's not gonna be easy, clearly, because Ash has such an impact on everybody. Even whether you call him the devil, a pretty face, or like a pretty face with a evil, sinister, personality, a leopard, a lynx, another one they like to call him. He just had an impact on a lot of people that a lot of people will feel it when they find out that he's gone. And I don't want to witness that because I'll probably cry all over again. It'll be like Assassination Classroom all over again. When the kids, when all the students went back to the school to reminisce, that's when I started feeling. I was like, oh my God. But anyway, I feel like I touched bases with everything I wanted to talk about. But if I didn't, it's not a big deal. As long as you guys know that I love this anime and I 100% recommend this. If you are bored this summer and you're just trying to find a good anime to watch, please watch Banana Fish. Oh my goodness, you would not be disappointed. And I know a lot of people are not into like the action, crimey type stuff in anime, but oh my goodness, I promise you this, you will not be disappointed with this anime. Ugh, mark my words, okay? You will not be disappointed. Okay, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any other anime recommendations, please comment them down below. I'm trying to, get back into anime. I've been on a long ass hiatus. I'm trying to get back into it. I'm trying to, give it my all. I'm ready to review as much anime as I can. I'm ready to give my recommendations. I'm ready to read all the manga there is in anime or manga that has been adapted into anime. I'm trying to do all of that, okay? So please, if you got some for me, let me know in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to watch it. Even if I don't even like the genre of it, I will still give it a chance because I'm just that risky to risk it all and watch it. But yeah. With that, sorry this video is long, but I mean, it's a review. It's going to be a little bit lengthy. But yeah. I don't know how to end this, but yeah, hope you guys like this video. If you like Banana Fish, please tell me that. Please comment down below what you liked about it, what you hated about it. If you didn't like it, tell us why. And with that, I will see you guys in my next video. Hopefully, I don't think it's gonna be another K-pop opinion videos. I'm gonna take a long ass break from those. But until then, see you guys next time. Bye.